Good morning everyone, how are you doing? As you can see, it's a glorious October day. It's the 17th of October. They're talking about 17 degrees temperature today, which is unusual up here, but I'll take it. I mean, we had a lot of wet last night and the fields are pretty wet, but never mind. We're busy with the hedge cutter at the minute. As you can see, I've just finished doing this hedge up this road, so I'm going to pick my signs up and we'll go and move to a different hedge. Yeah, so I normally put signs out when we're doing road work just because, you know, it lets people know, especially on fast bends. We've got some bits on the roads are like on fast bends and people drive like idiots nowadays, so if I put the sign out and anything happens, it's a bit of a, you know, the sign was there and I didn't really pay attention. So this is the winter barley field we've got. It's Bolton winter barley and it looks fantastic as well. We drilled this field of winter barley last year and it was so wet. We only had about 3 rows on this side come up and the rest of it just never came because it was so wet. So I've got the signs put out now on this bit of the road, but luckily it's, as you can see behind us, there's quite a wide grass verge on this single track road, so when I'm going this way I can sit on the grass verge and traffic can get past. It's when I do the hedge on the other side, I'm going to sit on the road, and you can guarantee when you're on this side where you can sit on the grass verge, you'll not have a single car come past. But when you want to come on the other side where you sit on the road, you get everyone and the dog coming past. The old hedge cutter, but it was dead slow, and like it was just old. I mean, it was from 1995, so it was even older than me. And it was a good hedge cutter, don't get us wrong, it did us well. I mean, we all had it longer, but probably as long as I've been alive. But about 5 years ago, we got rid of the tractor that used to go on the hedge cutter and the 180, then had to go on the hedge cutter. But the other tractor we got rid of had a crawler box, the old Sammy. So if you were doing really rough bits of hedges, like along these rough grass verges, you could put it in a slower speed. And it gave the hedge cut, because like on the old hedge cut you would pull the joystick fully up to lift it up and it would just slowly go up. Whereas with this tractor it doesn't have a creeper box, even though it's full power shift from gear 1 to gear 19. The slowest you can go at this speed in bottom gear and bottom revs is about 1.2k, which doesn't sound very fast, but when you're on like where the council have dug out these trenches in the big grass verge to let the water come off the road, it means obviously the tractor is doing that when you've got the hedge cutter arm stuck out quite far. The old hedge cutter was quite slow, so you would end up having to clutch this tractor to go and hold like on the brake to slowly lift it up and down. Now whereas this hedge cutter, it goes, because it's a proportional lever, if you just do it very slowly and gently, it'll very slowly move it up and down or in and out. Whereas if you need to go fast up, you know, if you're going down one of these dips, you can lift it up and the hedge cutter head goes, arm I should say, lifts up and down faster than the tractor's going. Harvest's finished, nothing to write home about, was pretty pants, but you know, I think that's been the general theme around this area we're in. It's, you know, it's not been horrendous, but it's been, you know, we are down quite a bit. So after we got finished with all the harvest and sowing and stuff, Dad and I have been spending last few weeks, month, catching up on paperwork. Brought the last of the lambs inside the shed to finish off, fatten up for the winter. And then Dad and I have been filling in a lot of paperwork, and we're entering quite a lot more SFI in, so that's taken up a good chunk of time. Because last time, well, we've got someone to do, we've got an agent to do it. The first year we put SFI in, but we wanted to add a bit more, and we just thought we'd have a go at it ourselves. But it's taking a bit of doing, but we're getting there. So other than that, I've been on the hedge cutter. So this field here that I'm in was drilled with, a bit wet here, but it was drilled with winter wheat. So this is normally the worst field we have for getting crops established, and you know it's a heavy field, and very often we don't often get good crops in it. But I'll tell you what, I mean, the camera doesn't show it very well up and down there, but it looks fantastic. Probably see it better that way. It's like this all the way across the field, and actually nearly all the winter corn we drilled looks like this. You know, it's fields are looking fantastic. There's just one field I drilled right at the end. It was drilled about a week or two after the rest of the stuff, because it was following beans, and I drilled it, and then we thought we were going to get 25 mil of rain, which I thought would set it off nicely, but we ended up getting 70 one week and then another 30 the week after. So it just sat wet, and there's, out of the 8 hectares, I think there might be 3 or 4 that's worth keeping, and the rest will just have to go in with spring stuff. So I think this might be the last bit of hedge cutting I've got to do, which I'll be pleased about. I've still got the drill to wash. It's been sat in the shed for about a month. I thought I had some more work to do, but they didn't want it, so I need to get that washed. But the pressure washer broke down the other day, so we've had to get a new one. So I've set up an Instagram page for the channel, and it'll have more regular updates on what's happening on the farm, and yeah, gives you a little bit more insight to what's happening and what I'm up to. And then there'll still be the videos that come along, but might just be a little bit more info for you. Bit of history for you. So all this grass area around here that you can see it used to be an old World War II airbase. So there's a big wall over there which they used to use for target practice, but this whole area was an airbase for planes in World War II. Our fields are just over the top of the hill here, but you can still see part of the old runway scattered around here. That's why it's all just really a big flat bit of grass, because it's got concrete and tarmac and all sorts underneath. Because the farmhouse where I'm at used to be at the top of this hill, but it was in line with one of the runways on during the war. They were frightened that the planes were either going to overrun the runway or miss it if they'd been shot, say, and they didn't have full control. So they actually moved our farmhouse down halfway down the hill a bit, so the planes didn't crash into it. But where that wood is over there's like a huge concrete tarmac, concrete ring all the way around in the wood, and it's where they used to hide the planes. There's like tie down points and like pockets for them to hide planes. So yeah, would have been cool to see what it was like back then. So I think we'll make that do for today. Don't forget to follow the new Instagram page so you can keep up to date with what's happening, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.